Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Build with Sai. In today's world, we are browsing through the internet, we are using a payment gateways, we are building APIs, but it's all upon an HTTP. Do you really know what is HTTP? In today's video, we are going to deep dive into what is HTTP protocol and we are also going to build our own protocol. Let's dive into the video. What is HTTP? HTTP is a hypertext transfer protocol which is used to load web pages. So usually what we will be doing on our web browsers, we will be going and searching for a web information over a Google. So what it returns, it gives us a website names. So how it is actually happening? When we are just hitting the URL on our browser, it is communicating to the server behind that URL and we are just getting a web page as a response. So HTTP is an application layer protocol designed to transfer information between network devices runs top of an other layers of a network protocol stack. It sounds a bit confusing, right? So let us just get an idea about what is protocol. A protocol is a set of rules for formatting and processing data. Network protocols are like a common languages for computers. So to understand the protocol in a much better way, let's see an example. Let's take an example of an two persons. To communicate between the two persons, we need some sort of language. It may be even English or German or French, but we need a language. So that language is can be compared to a protocol. If we want to communicate between two computers, we need something common language. So that language can be determined as a protocol. That protocol can have a different versions. Like if we are using HTTP 1, 2 or FTP, for mail we are using different protocols. I hope now it makes sense what a protocol means. To understand that on a much better way, how the HTTP and our web servers are working, let's take an analogy of an social media. Now just think of a two persons. If you want to chat with someone on a social media, first we need to connect with them. How do we connect? If you want to connect with someone, they need to have an account on that particular social media platform. So once we know their user ID, we will give them a request or a friend request to connect with them. After they are connecting, we can able to communicate with them. So the same things should be happen between two computers. But where is that social media? How the computers know that I'm just waiting to accept a friend request kind of thing? So that's where the TCP server comes into the play. What is TCP server? A TCP server listens on a well-known port or IP address and a port pair that accepts connection from a TCP clients. From the analogy, we can just consider this TCP server as a social media platform, which is having an account, which name is as a local IP address and its port. So one of the client is just connecting through that IP address and its port name. It will be just trying to connect to that server using a TCP. That is also a protocol which works on a network layer. So here it will be telling like, hey, hi, I want to connect with you. So once the TCP server receives that request, it will be accepting that and they both are ready to communicate. But now you again get a question. Once we get connected with your friend, how will you speak? Again, we need an language. So what is that language? That is called a protocol. So I hope now it makes a complete sense. To communicate with each other, we need a protocol. So that is where the HTTP comes in. Now you may ask a question, why we need to use an HTTP? Because HTTP is a worldwide common protocol which is used like an language English. English is a language which used to communicate with the peoples around the world. So that is a common standard. I guess it's lots of theory. Let's jump into the coding part. Here you could see I just created a basic TCP server which runs on my local host port 3001. I just created a simple TCP server which accepts as two operands and an operator for returning as an sum. Dive into it. So I'm just starting a TCP server. I have been used Node.js for better understanding and code readability. We can create a web server on pretty much any languages. Now the TCP server has been started on my local host and port number is 301. The terminal which is right to me is a client computer. So now you could see we have been connected to a TCP server. But how to communicate with this? If we just send a hi, then you could see the server is responding for us. I can't understand your language. Please follow the rule of. So this is the rules which we have to follow to communicate with the TCP server. So I hope now you understand where that HTTP comes in. Let's try to communicate with the server with this following rules. So what is an first operand? So I'm just going to pass as a 5, then a space, then an operator. So I have to sum. So I'm just passing an addition operator. Then a second operand. Again, I'm just putting 5. When I just click enter, it will be sending the data to server. So here you could see the server has been responded back with the sum 10. You hope you understand what is a protocol and what is an HTTP. This is the protocol which we are using. So we have to give an space between the each operator. So that's how our base simple TCP server would understand our user inputs and it will be responding back. So here is the HTTP transfer protocol rule. I just shared this URL in a description so you can find what are the set of rules to pass an HTTP request. I hope you understand the HTTP protocol in much better way. Please subscribe and share your comments.